Okay, are y'all ready for this? This is called What the Cosmos is Going On Right Now with Jasmine Aguilar from New Paradigm Beings. Okay, so thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm really happy. I just love being able to talk about our journey and speak to the collective about the journey. I love the fact that I am imperfect, and I also love the fact that I just want this to be the most authentic material that I can put out to the collective as possible. So thank you for sticking around in my the primitive age of my channel. Okay, I am in my father's musical studio. We are very musical people here in my family, and yeah, this is my home. So anyway, as promised, I'm going to be talking a little bit about our cosmic journeys. This isn't a video that I had originally planned, but given the events of the past week, it became a mandatory video. So, okay, I just want to, I just want to jump into this by, I need to state first that within the past 7 days, I had a dream in which someone else's twin flame had come to me in my dream. And there were a lot of juicy details and a lot of like very interesting things that were going on. And I will spare those details because I feel that it is between me and the people involved. However, there were a lot of relevant symbolisms and relevant messages that were occurring within this stream that I had with a fellow YouTuber, a fellow friends, a fellow twin flame person, divine masculine. And so after waking up from this stream, I took notes. I went through I went through meditation, I went through yoga, and after I had written down everything that I needed to express about this dream, I decided to call this twin flame's counterpart, who I know personally. Okay, she is a divine masculine, and she is a YouTuber here on YouTube. I will not reveal her name. I believe she is going to make a video about this quite soon. But in the meantime, it was her divine masculine that visited me in my dream space, or in the astral realm. So after having a lovely, giggly, hilarious conversation over the phone with this fellow YouTuber of mine, we came to the conclusion that there were a lot of consistencies between her real-time, real-life experiences with her divine masculine and what he has been struggling with in his history and dealing with in his present, compared to my dream. Like, there were just complete hilarious consistencies, and we were just talking about that. We were kind of hashing it out and just talking about, like, oh wow, like this is super authentic. Like, whoa, this is awesome. This is what we're experiencing right now. And her and I had a reading the very next day. Very amazing stuff. I was like, okay, well, I mean, like, once upon a time, we did all come from the same homeland. We did all come from the same place, whether that be, I don't know, the Pleiades, Atlantis. We all share a very similar astral past. So I did not find this surprising that that her twin flame and I connected in the astral planes. And of course, I felt it was responsible and friendly of me to open up to her about this, because originally I was like, okay, I know I can be real. I know I can go call up, hey sister, like, yo, twin flame was in my dream last night. But my human self was kind of like, this is kind of intense. Like, I hope she's cool with this, but We do, everything's cool. Um, um, but you know, like this is what it really is like to be within the twin flame community and experience who we really are, and to not be put off by coming to each other and speaking authentically and coming to the community using technology to speak about our experiences. It is a day by day existential path, right? So if you can pardon me, I did write a few notes to help organize my thoughts about this experience, and I hope you guys find this entertaining as well as educating. Um, I will not give out her name once again. I believe she will be making a video until then, and I will leave the details to her. She wishes to place those out into the public. And of course, like I hope this is good food for everyone to take into their teaching space. So, okay. So, actually, following our conversation and following the reading that her and I had together, that I performed for her. 2 nights ago, I am contacted by this beloved YouTuber friend of mine, and she tells me that another divine feminine from the, I believe from the twin flame community, or another spiritual friend from her friend circle, was contacted in the astral realm, just like I was, by her divine masculine. Okay? And this is all positive information. You know, so I know I'm not using names right now, and I don't want to be very confusing, but again, a fellow YouTuber friend of mine, okay, who is a twin flame, her divine masculine visited me in a dream. Okay? Shortly after that, he goes and visits another friend of hers in the divine community. And she's like, oh my God, Jasmine, like he visited somebody else. This is what she has to tell me. And she sent me the text messages, and she told me in recording like what was going on, what she saw, and there was a lot of consistencies with this lady's dream as there were in mine. And I was like, see, like, I told you, like, I think your divine masculine isn't, like, he's in a situation, like, he is in a sitch, but he's not, like, you know, he's working, like, he knows, like, he's in a very nitty-gritty sitch. He's really in a sitch, but he's working, he's doing his work, like, he's progressing, he's honoring the process. He is respecting this process full and foremost. Like he is very he's doing what he's going to do, and I encourage everybody out there this divine, oh excuse me, divine masculine, divine feminine community. Don't like alienate your divine counterparts, guys. Do not alienate them, because like, think of them as you, like as you would a stranger. All of us who are in this spiritual community, divine community, like we're so quick to think of strangers as a part of ourselves, because that's what we learned when we woke up, like a lot of us, right? But I don't get why, like, a lot of us, when we think of our twin flame, we talk about them like they're some stranger who's just fucking up and just like doing all this shit. I'm like, well, hey, bruh, sis, like if this is our twin flame, like that's us doing all that stuff, just as it were a stranger, and that's not a stranger. Like, this is us. This is who we are. This is how we're acting. This is how our masculine is dealing with the process. This is how our feminine is dealing with the process. let's not forget how real this is. Let's keep that forgiveness in ourselves, and let's let all that aspirin dissolve in our tongue. You know, let's let all that saltiness dissolve out of our body. Like, let's not be so bitter anymore. You know, I'm really excited to bring this information to you guys because this is very personal. It's very real, and I'm only like one. I'm only like one out of four sides of this story. So I'm gonna let me continue. Okay. So her divine masculine visited her friend in a very positive and respectful way to show that he was doing the work, to show that he was honoring the process and laying his sword down and just being respectful and meeting his spirit halfway. He was authentic. He's being very authentic in this process. I was like, oh my god, like this is amazing. And well, one thing I did want to confirm is that, okay, like, you know, her divine masculine is working his ass off. Um, and we've all been dancing our asses off, like both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And this confirms my feelings. Like, I personally do not feel like the divine masculine is just like sitting on the couch eating potato chips and fucking bitches. Like I'm not laying in my bed looking at readings and feeling sorry for myself and just thinking about all these imaginary guys I can fuck. Like, this isn't the case. Like, no more. Like, we're for real about this process. We're going through ourselves, and we're taking responsibility for this dance. Like, we're dancing our asses off. um and I could feel right away, like, this is not just something with her divine masculine. This is something that is more collective. This is actually something that's more astral and universal, and I could feel it all tapping in at once. I really hope I'm making sense. Like, I know I'm making sense to myself, but like it's just like, this is real shit. If you can tap into it. Okay. Okay. So in addition to this, in addition to everything that's going on, like twin flames tapping into other twin flames, um, I might come on here and share my experience with that if this person gives me permission to. Um, like, there's something very significant about that. Like, this is not a joke. Like, this is our council room coming together and like coming to the table and making something happen. Okay. Um, okay. So I'm about to talk about what happened to me last night. Last night, before I went to bed, although I was awake and I was still in my body, I felt as if I was coming out of my skin. I really did feel as if I was coming out of my body. Um, and yes, I do have experiences of coming out of my body and flying and astral traveling, but this was slightly different because I never left my body. I never left this density or this gravity. I was in my bed, in my room, in the darkness. Um, um, so I felt my etheric body shoot up and out like it was flying around. I felt my body like shoot up and fly around, but I could look at myself in the mirror and I was perfectly there. And this was before 10 o'clock p.m., okay? Um, I looked at myself and I looked like I was 10 times prettier. Like, I'm not kidding you. I looked in the mirror and I'm like, why do I look prettier? Like, I had a flush blush on my skin. Like, my hair was a certain type of way. My skin was a certain type of way. And I was like, oh my goodness, I think something's going on up there. I think something's going on up here. So I went to go lay down in bed, and already like I heard extraterrestrial frequencies going all around my room. I heard light language. I heard alien language just going everywhere. I I saw like I could see sparkles even before I got into the bedroom. I could see sparkles. I felt sparkles all around my skin. I could hear sparkles. Like there was something that was definitely going on. Um, I saw like spatial luminescence, like the purple and the indigo that like bends itself like in the black space, like all that jazz. And I could see figurines, like actual like physical figurines, like I was in the Milky Way or something like that. Um, and I woke up no less than 12 times last night. I woke up at least 12 times last night. I woke up and I was like, "Oh my god, like I'm just in the astral space." But there was no agitation, there was no exhaustion. There was none of that. I was just waking up. I kept waking up at night, waking up, waking up, waking up. Um my theory for that is that I was like my twin or us were connected directly to the sleep realm or the astral realm. That's why I wasn't losing any sleep. I felt really replenished and really good. Um but like one or both of us was connected up there, and so I kept getting my mental and psychic replenishment, but I kept like getting woken up out of my sleep because there was some activity that was going on up there. Most likely it was my divine masculine doing some excuse me, doing some astral work of his, um, which is something that is maybe not new to us, but at this intensity, yeah. Like this was kind of like my first time really experiencing something like this. Um, so I woke up no less than 12 times last night, and I kind of felt as if well, you know, it only took me like it took me several minutes to go back to sleep, but like I kept being downloaded and downloaded and downloaded and downloaded with all this information. I was like, okay, great, cool, cool. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna go back to sleep now. But I knew before I was going to sleep, I was like, oh my god, this is one of those like non-negotiable, you gotta go to sleep type of nights. Where like everyone wants to stay up and play a board game, but you're like, I gotta go to bed because spirit told me so. So I went to bed. Um, and these were the downloads and everything that I was getting. So again, like I felt sparkles on my skin, there was sparkles in my head, I felt like I was floating. But I knew but I wasn't. I was just inside of my body the entire time. And the only logic that told me that was that, okay, my other half must be doing some swimming up there. um, um, so yeah. So of course, like I said, despite all the activity last night, I actually had a very restful and replenishing sleep. It was a very reassuring experience. Um, that's basically the gist of it. I feel like there was a lot of work that was done. I felt like there was a lot of I felt like there were a lot of things that were very easy to explain. Um, you know, with the divine masculine having, you know, so much traveling to do in the cool space, I spoke in my last two videos about like the divine feminine doing a lot of like heat-based work in her body and a lot of love, a lot of loving practices performed around her heart space, to where she's very serious about her life path. She's very serious about manifesting who she is in this time frame. And I feel like our divine masculine is supporting us right now and his work that he is being responsible for in the astral realms, where he can clear a lot of it that might not be as possible within a 24-hour time frame, if you get what I'm saying. You know, I know my divine feminine has a lot to, he has to deal with the public a lot. He has to deal with a lot of public expectation. And while he's dealing with that, he's probably making up for a lot of that work while he's sleeping, or while he's traveling, or meditating, or doing whatever he needs to do. And that's really awesome. Like, I'm really appreciative for that practice and that humanitarianism from his part. Um, and you know, as far as detail goes, I'm sure you will, my audience, I'm sure you will learn a little bit more about what this process has been like, from my friend, when she decides to share this information. But you know, we're really coming into responsibility for this process, and we're not, you know, we're not joking around. I'm not taking this as a joke, and I'm sure my masculine can't take his life as a joke. And yeah, I feel like this is a very reassuring piece of information for our collective. But please, I wanted to share this with you just out of my heart, but still out of my heart. Like, no matter what, like, it is your responsibility, your divine's responsibility to tap in, take ownership of who you are and what you are to do as far as your dharma, and make this reality happen. It's not going to be because you heard a certain story, or because, you know, you felt your divine masculine or feminine in the astral space somewhere. Like, that's a wonderful thing, because they're you. But it's up to you to take this and touch your heart and feel like, okay, baby, I love you. Like, we are capable of this. And we love Gaia, and we love our mission here, and we are awake, and we are taking this to heart. You know, it's intense, but it's not a Hunger Games like show, you know. It's not like the big show. Um it's our own personal love story sci-fi. And yeah, you just hang in there, and please believe, like, you know, like, whatever you're doing here is felt by everyone around you, and as long as there's love in it, there's healing. um and even if you feel like you've been wronged by somebody, or by your own beloved, please understand that if you're being real, like, somewhere inside of you are hurting yourself. It's not your beloved just hurting you. Okay? We're not here to just entertain a bunch of hurt. We're here to entertain power and love, and you know, just all the good stuff, right? So that's all I'm here to share with you. I'm really glad you came back to listen to my twin flame stories, and my sharings, and my beliefs. So with that, like, thank you so much. I'll be back very soon. I really appreciate your support. And thank you, everybody. Have an awesome week. And may the gods kiss you on the lips. Bye-bye.